be back. And we are back to the Grace and London show. London is pouting now, but at least we still got Joe. Joe.
Yes.
What is your favorite color?
Oh, man. Favorite color? You know what? Today, my favorite color is blue.
Mm-hmm. Is that, like, this is what I'm asking, like, how do you feel today? What's your color, like, for today? What's your feeling? What were you feeling a little in the middle of the day today?
Today, I was feeling very orange, which then turned into a yellow, and then it faded into a purple.
Okay.
It's turning into blue.
So...
Well, that's sad.
But blue's my favorite.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I don't know.
Oh, and this new man that's talking right now is my dad, which casts the Bill and Joe show. So Bill and Joe from the Bill and Joe show are on my show right now.
First commercial break. Good night to Grace in London.
Should we be taking notes for you, or?
I was 7 years old when my father promised me $1,000 trip to the dollar store. When he stumbled up at the last second with Bud Light on his breath and freshly burnt cigarette in his shirt pocket and said, "I love you. Always remember that. Good night. I told you I'd tuck you in."
You are about fucking 2.5 breaths away from getting strangled. Says the man who has no children, who has no idea what it's like to chase kids back to bed every night for 7, 8 years now. Changing diapers is a joke to him. Crying babies, he gets to give back. As soon as they start crying,
I don't know what's wrong with it.
yeah. So, I will not be happy about that comment. But, anyway, I will smoke my cigarette.
Very well.
Miracle. So we got off on the wrong foot on this podcast, but welcome to the Bill and Joe Show. We are brought to you by TomSlayton.com, SLATIN.com. I'm joined by Joe, and we have a special guest,
Just Kevin.
Kevin, we're going to roll with Kevin.
Yep, we're going to stick
Okay.
with that. I have
Well-
enough trouble remembering my own name. So.
Okay, or a nickname. Or, yeah. Okay, so Kevin, for those of you listening, Kevin, Joe, and I, we grew up together through the movie theater scene. Me and
It's
Kevin,
a scene.
it seemed like it at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we had a big music scene, we had a big social scene, we had a lot of things going on in our lives at that time. Like when we all three met each other.
We had
That's
a
it.
big usher scene. We had a big concession stand scene. We had a big booth operator scene.
We also had a big pot smoking scene. We also had a big beer drinking scene. We also had like hanging out with the bosses scene.
You know what's funny about these cliques, too, is that you guys seem to hang out with all of them. Like, you know, there was the stoner guys, there was these guys, and you guys kind of floated through each group, it seemed like.
Well, I thought
Like you were chameleons of the theater.
Well, I didn't really, Kevin, I didn't think that you were. I thought that you were always like the guy that You were just like, whatever.
Whatever works, wherever the party was, wherever we were going was always good. But it's funny that so I knew I was going to come on the podcast today, and I was like, what the hell am I going to talk about? So I was thinking about, how did we ever end up hanging out together? Because on the surface, we shouldn't have.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense. I was like a hockey player. I didn't fit into the circles that you guys were in. Like the music, very like that side.
I mean, we tried introducing you into the band.
But this is where I was going with this is that I went to Richwoods, you guys went to Notre Dame in Peoria,
Right.
and I had this perception coming in of everybody that went into Notre Dame as like,
As
they're
did
so
we.
exclusive, they're so snobby, so
Right.
everything like this. And what was amazing was the level of inclusion with you guys, which was like, hey man, whatever you can bring to our crew, hey, you play hockey, you hang out, you like to party, let's hang out.
Right.
It wasn't like, what do you drive, or what do your parents do, or you're not in a band, so you can't hang out with us. It was like, hey, let's just hang out.
Right.
Well, I thought, and I always remember this time because, Kevin, your parents were always out of town in high school.
As were yours.
Like, all right, but mine
Yeah.
were like every once in a while in a blue. I mean, not as much. Like your parents were always out of town, and I'll never forget. There are two stories. One, when we got the girl Maggie to run across your backyard with the top off. Like we.
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Oh.
She's wearing Wednesday underwear on a Friday.
So she lost a bet. I think it was a poker bet or some shit. And we made her run. We wanted her to run. Shit, that was a stipulation.
We won't turn on the lights or anything like that. You'll run through my backyard in the dark. She didn't get 2 feet before Bill was like, click!
Floodlights. the kind of light that's so bright you actually hear it click on it.
See, in my memory, I thought it was a motion light, but that was way before motion lights were motion
Way
lights.
before.
That was the original motion light.
No, babe, it was the motion light.
I saw something move. Click.
All right. And the second one was
Poor girl. Like 8 guys and her.
right. The second one.
This went downhill fast.
The second one was the goddamn plate.
Oh, God. I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, man.
Like, I was thinking about what stories do I have, and that is what I forgot about.
Oh my
Take it away.
God, the plate. Kevin had a commemorative.
No. It was just like a not commemorative. That sounds like they made it for like
It's like
Gone
one of
with the
those-
Wind.
You'd buy it off a TV. It'd be like a limited edition of 50,000.
I thought your parents got it in Holland.
Yeah, actually they did.
So
Thanks for
it
correcting
actually came
that
from
one.
a vacation, and it was a decorative plate that was made to hang. And of course, we're having a party, and someone knocks it off the wall, and it shatters into like
it's
50
arguable
pieces.
who knocked it off. But
And of course, as the party giver, the homeowner, Kev is sitting there freaking out, like, "Oh shit, this is it. This is how I get busted." Now everyone knows I had the party. Plus the plate's broken. This is so bad, and everyone's like somber, like, "Ooh, man, he's really taking this hard," and he should be. I mean,
Right.
rightfully so. And as we're all sitting there, like, "Oh shit, this really sucks." Here comes Bill from wherever the fuck he was, smoking a cigarette or in the bathroom or something. He comes walking in like, "Who the fuck died?" And we're like, "Dude, someone broke the plate." And you're like, "Oh shit." All right, here's the first thing we gotta do. Kevin, do you have any glue? Like, dead serious. You got any glue? Like, yeah, Bill, we're gonna glue this fucking thing. This 50 pieces back together. No one's gonna notice.
But then the next level of the solution becomes,
no.
all right, we don't have any glue. All right, here's what you're going to do.
I said it wrong though. No, what? Shit. I totally screwed that up. No, he did say it. He said, "All right, Kevin, do you have another plate exactly like this one?" Kevin was like, "Yeah, Bill, I've got 10 more in the garage. Let me just go get one." And Bill's like, "Geez, you don't have to be a dick about it."
It was the conviction of, dude, do you have another one that looks just like it?
Like, oh
boom.
yeah, I should have thought of that. Because didn't you actually end up gluing it together?
I glued it together very, very poorly. But it's one of those things that you only notice if it's totally gone.
Right.
But you never look at it
Right.
hard enough. So I think it didn't actually get noticed. And this was the late 90s we were having this party.
Yeah.
So 2014, when my parents were moving stuff, was
my
finally
God.
like, hey, when did this plate break?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So we got like a good 16 years out of that glue job. So
They didn't even notice.
good work. No.
Wasn't my work.
This podcast is
didn't-
brought
I
to you
didn't-
today by Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, it's right here.
I like how your dad keeps it out on the bar, so in case something breaks, go ahead and fix it.
And he keeps it in the box. It's got to keep it in the box. You can just have it. Like,
Well,
in
you'd
the
lose it
drawer.
otherwise, probably.
Right. It's a staple of perfection.
Yeah.
Coming up after the break, one of our favorite bands are getting back together.
Really?
For sure.
What?
Signed contracts going to happen.
I thought One Direction was done.
God, I hope not. I really do hope not. Coming up after the break, the biggest band going to get back together. Thank you guys for listening to the Bill and Joe Show. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe
Okay,
Show.
so, and let's be honest. A very small portion of the world's population is healthy. They, they work out, they eat right, they do the right things. And basically what we have here is Rodney Carter. He's a doctor, MD. He's writing a book, and he wants to get it published. The name of the book is Body Wealth, Whealth, A Pathway to Abundance. And it describes the science of wealth and outlines the road to obtaining it. So if you're looking for something that will help you get in the best shape that you can be, and to eat right, to exercise right, to be right, this is the book for you. Go to Kickstarter.com and search for Body Wealth. And again, that's almost like wheat thins. So Body Wealth, Whealth, Body Wealth, Pathway to Abundance. They're looking for contributors so that they can get this book done. And go to Kickstarter.com right now and search for it. Okay, folks, we do have something very serious to talk about here. We'd like you to go to Indiegogo.com and search for new therapy for epilepsy, and it's effective and affordable. Now, I have not known anybody with epilepsy, but it is a very serious, disease, and it has to, those seizures with epilepsy, they can go undetected for a very long time, or they could be very vigorous and last for very long periods. Seizures tend to occur and have no immediate underlying cause. So it's one of those diseases that we don't know a lot about, but we are trying to fix that. And in fact, Dr. Yoko Nakai is trying to fix that. It's a non-drug therapy for epilepsy based on cutting-edge neuroscientific research. And Dr. Yoko Nakai, the project is looking for supporters. Go to Indiegogo.com and search for therapy for epilepsy and help this doctor be able to make this treatment affordable and available everywhere. Go to Indiegogo.com and search for therapy for epilepsy.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe Show.
And welcome back to the Bill and Joe Show. We are joined again by Kevin.
Just Kevin.
Just Kevin.
Just Kevin.
Kevin,
Needs no other introduction.
what was it? Kevin McLovin.